What it is about antique stores and vintage stores that some people like, but right now, this whole area from all this area up here going all the way down is full of antique and vintage items. So today I'm just gonna go out here and just kind of take a look and see what kind of things you can find here at here in Pontiac. And it's a whole strip of just vintage and antique stuff. Okay, so we'll start from this end. What do you think that is? I wonder what this is.
Well made and stuff like that.
So you like things that are well built,
Quality
and antique, and you can find it in antique stores? Some of
that
them?
will last. Yeah, now these locations have good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of them have different degrees of quality, but this looks like a whole lot of estate sale products and items. Just really nice pieces, lamps, all kinds of things. So I saw a lot of things that if I was spending money, that I would actually buy. I really like it. Yeah.
Go ahead, hop on. Wow. Wow. Just keep looking.
A little bit more authentic.
Okay, so this is the 100th anniversary of the cash.
National Cash Register.
Wow. Take a look at that. All the money flows. Wow.
And then they used to lock, at the end of the day, you can lock your money up.
Wow. That is neat. And how does that make you feel when you know you have provided such memories for some people, you know,
It's
when they walk in
awesome
here.
because when I go to estate sales and stuff, I try and think of the people that lived in the house. You know, what's the story with this piece that I'm buying? If you could know all the stories, it'd be awesome.
So where do you get most of your stuff? And
All over, you have people that know you're in the business that will call in sales, garage sales, thrift stores. I mean,
the other one's on the other end. Like I said, this is a whole kind of a strip mall of just antiques and vintage stuff. So right now I'm going into antiques. This fusion antique. Oh no, excuse me, B&L Antiques. Let's go in. Whoa. Wow. Ooh. Look at this. Lovely.
They're the best kept secret in Pontiac.
I think so. I think so. If you're looking for vintage or antique, and that's my thing. What's the difference between vintage and antique?
Okay. Vintage is generally 20 years old or older. Antiques are generally 100 years old or older.
Oh, so if I have something about 20 years ago, let's say.
Which is in the 2000s.
Oh.
Right, exactly. And there are other terms that we use. Retro
Oh, yeah.
is, you know, a specific period of time. There are a lot of things that are kitsch, which is kind of the 50s. Retro's more like the 70s into the 80s. So there are lots of different phrases that we use, but antiques have to be at least 100 years old.
So, okay. So what do you think? What do you see most people today are looking for when they come to antique shopping or vintage shopping or retro shopping? What are they looking for?
A lot of people are looking for furniture. If you're downsizing, you need furniture to fit a certain space. A lot of new homeowners are buying, you know, a special piece, you know, to make somebody else's home feel like their home. We have collectors. We have a lot of people who collect specific things, anything from Pepsi to Coca-Cola to, you know, just people will collect anything.
Yeah.
And but most what we see the newer generation when what they're buying is kind of what they call granny chic. It's like they like a piece that they remember that their parents or their grandparents had. They don't want a whole house of it, but they want that special piece that reminds them, you know, of happier or, you know, childhood memories and that kind of thing. And then a lot of folks want a piece to be functional, whereas back in the day when women would collect pretty things to sit around, it was okay if they just sat around. But now folks want that piece to also be functional.
Yeah.
So
And I guess with the designs of the new homes, the open concept, you see people are still adding antiques in or vintage pieces in their homes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Farmhouse may be kind of
Yeah.
the popular, maybe on the downside, you know, or so it because everything cycles around.
Yeah, that's right.
Clothing items that you see are, you know, kind of throwback to the 70s. So we may be getting into what was popular in the 80s again. I know somebody that collects 80s toys because that's what she remembered growing up.
Okay.
So everything kind of cycles around, and people do buy a lot from sentiment.
Sentimental things. I know you have a lot of beautiful stuff in here. Where do you get them from?
Our vendors have their own sources.
Okay, so you have other vendors that's within this.
What we are a vendor mall. We rent out space and shelves to the folks who sell their items here, and then auctions, estate sales.
Okay.
You know, just different sources, and you know, most of our vendors specialize in something, so you know they have their sources, you know, for those special items. Because you may in this industry kind of make connections with who's, you know, who has the type of stuff that you like. And one of our kind of favorite sayings is you buy what you like, and if it doesn't sell, then you're stuck with something you like. Carolina souvenir plates.
Oh, that's what
and
you
one of
can
our vendors had one that I didn't have. So it's like, hey girl, you're holding out on me. So I bought it and I took it home because it's for me.
Okay.
We kind of buy display pieces from each other because those are hard to find.
So do you become sentimental about a particular piece and sometimes hard for you to get rid of?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
That's good.
The funny thing is that some of the items that we buy that we think are just awesome, and it's like somebody else is going to love this. It will sit there and sit there and sit there, and then some items that we kind of go, I'll take a chance. Maybe somebody will like it. I got a good deal on it. You know, I'll pass that along to somebody, and it just flies out of here.
So you can never tell when it
never
comes with
tell.
antiques and vintage.
You can never tell,
Well-
unless you. You know, are buying for the people that you know collect something. We have a particular customer that collects vintage barware. So, you know, if I find a piece that I know is really good shape that I've never seen before, chances are he hasn't either. You know,
So do people sometimes get in touch with you and say, well, I'm looking for a certain particular item. Do you know where I can find, or do you how do I put that? Do you let them know, or do they leave a card or something and say, hey, I'm looking for this. Would you, when you get it in, can you?
We have a special Facebook page just for our vendors.
All right.
And if somebody is looking for something in particular, we'll send out a message to our vendors because a lot of us have back stock at home. And, you know, it's like, do you have baseball cards, I think, or the Pepsi Cola, or, you know, something like that. Somebody's, you know, looking for that kind of thing, and then they can, you know, bring it in.
Oh, wow.
Because we know that's what they're looking for.
Like I said, it's beautifully displayed in here. It's nice. You can see everything and everything. I mean, it's just beautifully displayed. Do you have it like that at home?
No. my house looks like an antique store threw up in my house.
Oh.
I kind of have stuff everywhere. In the garage, in the attic.
Will they ever make it to the store?
Oh yeah, eventually.
Okay,
You know, there's only so much room.
Oh, yeah. But it was nice talking to you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I'm so glad you came in. I'm glad you.
Everybody's looking. Okay. Thank you. Kinds of stuff we see here. That looks like an old kettle. Look at that. Go ahead. An iron.
Are you taking me again? It's just a distraction.
Yeah.
But you don't hop on a ride. You have to have good balance.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about these?
I'm not sure what they are, but
For these things. See, it's for to
It's an iron. I remember this here. What you used to spray. There you go. Get on some of that.
it's for the plate. When the back went pretty.